Hello and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV, looking at all the stuff added in patch 7.2. This then, probably the last PvP video that we're going to be doing for basically this entire patch. We've finally got the last reward, and of course we're talking about Series 8, which, yeah, I got to level 25. I did majority of it through ranked, but I did also do some frontlines as well, like daily frontlines, things like that. It kind of took me about 4 hours to get these last 5 levels, because obviously it was like 7,500 EXP for 21 to 25, so that was about 4 or so hours. If you work out, it's 700 EXP a loss, right, of EXP, and then it's also 900 for a win. Unless you're on the top end of that, you're going to be spending about 4 hours for this particular set here. But yeah, I did finally get here. The furthest I managed to get was silver this time, but I'm not too worried about it, quite honestly. But yes, let's have a look at the Magitek slasher identification key and do a full mount preview. Oh dude, I'm super excited. So this then is the Magitek slasher. Call into battle, your Magitek slasher has been stripped of its blades and is therefore safe to ride. An autonomous Imperial war machina designed on the likeness of a Vilekin. The razor-sharp blades fitted onto their forelimbs are said to haunt the dreams of many an enemy soldier. This particular unit was seized by the Eorzean Alliance and subsequently disarmed for use in transportation. So it's repurposed for use by the Eorzean Alliance, which is a little bit sad. I kind of would like to reactivate it and turn it into a robot. We'll have a look in the open world in just a second, but I thought it'd be best to have a look somewhere that's always the right conditions before we get into flight and all that stuff. So this is what the mount looks like, and it's kind of sick, actually. I think this is a really, really cool idea. It seems like a lot of the rewards usually that we get, including mounts, do tend to be safe. Either reskins, not necessarily direct reskins, but like recolors, reskins of, or reskinned of the same skeleton. And that's not to say this isn't the same here, but the detail on this is absolutely lovely. Let's see if we can get nice and close. I love the heat here, the heat transfer on these exhaust pipes on the side. That's pretty sick. And it's got this kind of mechanical spider-esque praying mantis, right? I think that's what it's supposed to look like. We've got the praying mantis sort of antennae at here. There's like a slice of things. Yeah, it's actually kind of amazing. I love this mount already because of how different it is. This is the first time we've seen something like this. It makes me want them to do tons of mechanical variants of other creatures. Let's put the sound effects all the way up. I love the way it moves. Look at that. So obviously you're gonna be seated with your camera behind its back. It nicely leans in. Look, see how it leans in to our movements. That looks great, doesn't it? I love the clickety clackety. Perfect, absolutely perfect. I also love the seated position of your character. I guess it's like a reuse of the seated position for motorcycles, right? That's kind of the same thing, only instead of leaning forward, she's leaning upright, which makes her look a little bit static, a little bit awkward, but at the same time, I don't know, I super value something different, and this is definitely something different. I would say definitely worth the time investment into doing the PvP, personally. For those who are still in the faith that we might actually have unique music, no. Unfortunately, it is the generic mount music, but to be fair, I don't know what music they could have used, quite honestly. Maybe some Garlean theme? I don't know, but it's cool either way, isn't it? I also love the thorax of what you're sitting on as well. The mechanical thorax is so well designed. It really is just a robotic version of one of the enemies. The bit around its head as well, this little archway section in the center, this section reminds me immediately of the droidica from the Clone Wars of Star Wars. I don't know if I'm the only one that sees that. Roger, roger. Okay, here we are in Ilmeg, the only place that isn't raining in the game at the moment for whatever reason, but it's foggy. So this is what it looks like when it takes to the air then. As you can see, little rocket boosters ignite inside the exhaust pipes. Let's see that again. So nice and close up. Yeah, that's cool. I like how they ignite. But yeah, and then everything sort of raises up a little bit. So his little legs are raised up. It just looks mean, doesn't it? It looks menacing. And then as you push forward, look at that. It kind of does have that sort of motorcycle, almost like a hover bike feel to it in its design. Like if it was just the thorax and the head, I can easily imagine this being like a Solution 9 mount or something. Yeah, I really like those legs though. Yeah, this is easily one of my favorite designs of mount they've added to the game. Very easily. Just because, I mean, it's not my favorite mount, but it's one of my favorite designs because it's something different and it's not something that we've seen before. A mechanical praying mantis. I mean, that's pretty badass, isn't it? Let's be honest. Yeah, so definitely don't miss out on this one. Although they are starting to add previous series rewards into PvP. They've only just done series 1 and 2 though, which, you know, means that it's probably going to take another expansion or so before you will see series 8 added. So you might want to get this done. But again, you've got until patch 7.3 and that's many months away. But if you do a little bit of PvP each day, you'll get there, no worries. But if you're anything like me, you probably want to get some of this out of the way, do your daily front lines and stuff, at the very least, so that you don't miss out. I refuse to miss out on something like this. It is so cool. Anyway, let me know if you've got this one yet, if you plan to, and how you're finding PvP. Are you enjoying it, or is it a bit of a sweat fest? Much love. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'm just going to float away on my big robotic praying mantis. Whee!